a new game developed by the Ziz Corporation. It's a first-person perspective game. And you have two choices. Do you follow the Shia of Ali or the Shia of Abu Bakr? Shia merely meaning the party of. Which side will you choose? You only have two choices. And you have to make the right one. Information goes back 1400 years. It's a difficult decision for the young man to make. His name is F Star. A young man, 17 years of age. He desires to join the 313 militia. He's in talks with a man in a ski mask and a black tuxedo at a radio station, stroke graphene laboratory. It is a test, and like any test, the object of the test is to pass and not fail. These are the only two choices laid out, the very choices that endure beyond life and into the grave and into the akhirah. The young man pauses, his information on the matter having not gained a full education, having not got any GCSEs, quite frankly. But he has a sense, an inner insight, and he knows which one he must choose. I choose the Shia of Ali. The man in the tuxedo pauses. He looks around. Good choice. Wise choice. So this is the test. The test then further delves deeper into Sunni Shia polemics. The Battle of Jamal, 36 after Hijrah, is where it is determined how one gains victory in one's grave. This battle was fought between Ali, the chosen caliph, chosen by Allah on the 10 after Hijrah at Ghadir al-Khum. The Prophet announced him as the successor, raising his hand, declaring him the Mawla. This was the choice. This was the determined future of Islam. On the 36th after Hijrah, the Battle of the Camel, Aisha, who was the Prophet's wife, raised an army to fight against the Caliph of the time, being Imam Ali. This war led to the deaths of 20,000 Sahaba, mutilated, destroyed, killed, lives wasted. Ali defeated Aisha, and thus the choice was set clear to all in the universe, whether jinn, whether man, whether Neanderthal hybrid. The choice is a simple one. Do you fall into the camp of Imam Ali, or do you fall into the camp of the belligerent Aisha? May Allah curse her. This is the basis of the Graphene 313 militia that the youth of Birmingham City in the near future have a choice to make. The gold of the Euphrates has been revealed, and the Art and Ra Ziz Corporation system triumphant. So it is said to the young man, you have made and discerned the correct choice. All games henceforth, online games, made, manufactured by the Ziz Corporation under the auspices of Junami and Digidiva, will start with this choice. The grey world. The world has become grey, a tepid grey. No nuance, nothing in between, just grey. The billboards are filled with Ziz Corporation, weapons development, protecting the city, the second city, now the first city of gold, that is Birmingham, after retrieving gold from the Euphrates River, courtesy of the Arten Ra AGI robots. Masses, tonnage of gold have been retrieved, where other nations fell foul of new high-tech weaponry from China and Russia. Birmingham came home victorious with a large stash of gold. However, due to the envy of the other councils, City of London, Melaka Teuton, Councillor Melaka Teuton, placed Cyrus Diop in charge of security after what we shall only term, the event. Jobs were diversified, new technology brought online, but it made everything grey. Greyness after greyness. The heavy weight and the heavy burden of being the centre of technology in the world placed a heavy burden on Birmingham's youth. The 50,000 soldiers, only 72 were deemed missing in action. The 50,000 youth who went over to the Euphrates, who were returned safely, needed jobs, needed to be demobilised into worthwhile work. But the only work that was available is more game development, more game theory, more development in the laboratories to develop and protect the gold hoard now in the hands of Councillor Melaka Teuton. Arten Ra, a robot, an AI dream, the very zenith of technology and artificial intelligence. As with Tim Berners-Lee and British Telecom's development of HTML and the interweb, the internet if you will, the development of the automaton, the independent robot known as Arten Ra, developed by Cyrus Diop, who is in charge of Councillor Melaka Teuton's security. This robot saved the lives of countless young people after it was ordered by the Prime Minister to send an army, a detachment, to retrieve the gold that was revealed in the Euphrates. It was almost as if the parliamentarians thought that Melaka, a young politician, would fail in this work, that she wouldn't quite make the grade. Her father, who was a mere accountant and connected to the political inner circles of Birmingham, they put no store, they had no faith whatsoever that Melaka would rise to the challenge. They merely thought the youth of Birmingham could be sacrificed, the gold retrieved, so that the parliamentarians of London could lord it over the land with more corruption. But they failed in their object. Cyrus, genius, had imbibed the radio broadcasts of Student ID, broadcasting from NEWSTYLE Radio 98.7 FM, that he had imbibed his graphene and UVC LED developments. A new game developed by the Ziz Corporation. It's a first-person perspective game, and you have two choices. NEWSTYLE Radio 98.7 FM, and it's Aston Walker with fresh early morning poetic vibes. Call it poetic justice. That's right. Not going too much into the details, but the Lord never sleeps. A well-known adage, of course. Familiar across all belief systems. As we delve into the world of censorship and erudition, acquiring and elucidating that knowledge which is common to all mankind. And we begin with a world exclusive poetry, no less, early morning poetry. And we thank the late Benjamin Zephaniah, future writers, a BCU Steamhouse initiative. And I will share a poem, a little ditty, if you will, that I composed in a few minutes. It doesn't take me long to write poetry. And a compendium of my poetry will be published later on in 2025. But on censorship, on the knowledge that people acquire, accumulate over decades. I myself, having been censored many times by BCU Steamhouse under the auspices of one Seleni BAE Systems Henry, under the other auspices of one Professor Carlo Secret Hitler Harvey, under the auspices of 23 Patents and Motorola, Professor Afterlack. Shiver down the spine. To the poetry. Victory is in the grave. In the name of the one who created the sun, we send blessings upon the 5 who are still alive. We curse the 2 idols who were Ahmads' rivals, Shia Ali or Shia Abu Bakr. Saqifa is the poisoner and attacker. Queen Elizabeth I, John 007 Dee the Worse, Satanic colonial theatre that AI has sent in reverse with no rehearse. Curse the satanic Sunni devils who chopped up and levelled the ever-living Hussain, the humane. Edward Bernays propaganda. Netflix, the mind bender. Supacell Roc Nation put Rapman in the blender. Supacell Season 2 is dead. I am ZULU. I am who you refused while my aunt and uncle abused. The genius of BCU Steamhouse. Seleni BAE Systems Henry failed. I am not jailed. Groucho Club monsters. BBC MI5 Salafi Labour imposters. I am no human satanic Neanderthal slave. Victory and success is in the grave. Your exclusive, the exclusive of Victory is in the grave. The official entry of Aston Walker to the Benjamin Zephaniah Future Writers Initiative under the auspices of BCU Steamhouse et al. Censor this, if you will. Cause it to be a non-entity. Oh, we'll ignore that. Oh, we don't want that part of that. We don't want to... and other such grousing from the Birmingham academic, corrupt, political, academic elite. May Allah curse them. That's what I say. That's my response. And I'm entitled to it, as Allah has granted all human beings free will. And I use my intelligence not only in this life, but mainly for the grave. Thank you. Back to your normal. NEWSTYLE Radio 98.7 FM, and it's Aston Walker with fresh early morning poetic vibes. Call it poetic justice. That's right.